Hi, sales leaders. You should be thinking about organizational design and what your structure is going to look like for 2020. Hopefully, you've already started these conversations. What's exciting is there's so many opportunities for sales leaders to increase the efficiency of their sales organization, to design it better so they can meet their objectives and do so in a more cost-effective way than they have in the past. So I'm going to take you through the critical steps that you as a sales leader need to go through in order to arrive at the right organizational structure for your organization for 2020. So the first critical step, and I'm just going to make sure we take note of it, you have to define the corporate goals, all right? So everyone thinks, oh, org structure, let's dive right in. You have to actually make sure that you have complete alignment with product and marketing. Where's that revenue going to come from in 2020? Because it has huge implications in terms of the amount you think is going to come from install base or from new logos, the amount that's going to come, that's from which products, that will impact your organizational design and your structure for 2020. The second is your go-to-market architecture. So when you think about go-to-market architecture, what we mean is really understanding what are the markets that you're prioritizing to go after, and how do they actually buy in order to the buyer's journey that they go through to make a purchase decision, all the way down to the persona level, having clear agreement with marketing and product on what those personas are. The third step is then to think about your routes to market, right? RTM, right? And what we mean by that is the three routes to market: direct, indirect, and e-commerce, or a mix of those. So making sure you assign the right routes to market to pursue those target markets most cost efficiently. So those are the kind of basics. If you don't have those in place, then the next three steps I'm going to take you through for org design will be a major problem. Okay, so the fourth key step in org design is your sales structure. So you need to figure out, okay, what is the right sales structure? There are a couple options from a sales structure perspective. You can go with a geo-based approach, meaning organizing your resources based on geography. You can go with a vertical approach, so organizing your sales resources based on an industry or vertical. You can go with a customer segmentation approach, which is enterprise versus SMB versus mid-market. And finally, you can go with a product approach. So organize your resources based on products usually good for companies with a complex product set, or a hybrid of those. So that's the first key step in org design, is your sales structure. Your next key step after you've figured out your sales structure is then to figure out the sales roles, all right? What are the right roles that are required? So we see a lot of instances where in org design, you have sales roles that are overlapping or they're not clearly defined, which means you as a sales leader, if you have that, you're not getting the benefit of the investment in the people that you should be, because you have two roles that are overlapping or three roles that are overlapping. We see this as a major problem. It is the account executive, the account management role, the SDR role. Making sure these are all clearly defined in terms of what you want them doing is a critical step. And then the next critical step is sales coverage. Okay, so after you figured out the sales roles, now you're into the sales coverage. And this means thinking about, okay, how are you going to allocate those resources? What's the best way to cover that market? How many AEs do you need? How many AMs do you need? How many SDRs do you need? What are the ratios that you need from regard to the sales engineers to the account executives, or the sales engineers, account managers, or quota-carrying reps to non-quota carriers in terms of sales support? All that has to be is carefully thought through so that you're ensuring that you're putting your best resources on the best opportunities, and you're putting them in the right mix from sales support to quota carrying to allow you to pursue that market to get the results that you want most efficiently. So again, these are the three key steps in designing your organization. They are incumbent in making sure that you have complete agreement up front with product and marketing on these areas right here. But this is how you should be thinking about your ultimate organizational design and structure. So much opportunity to help organizations, sales leaders, think this through. And some of the key questions we're getting, things like, where should I use inside sales? Should I use a hunter-farmer model? What about the role of the customer success manager? How does that play into the account manager's role? These are all questions that you need to figure out before the start of 2020. So good luck with your org design. And hopefully these steps have been helpful in kind of helping you think through what you're going to need to do in a very logical way to end up with the right sales structure for your organization.